time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
And good morning once again, and here we are already on Friday. It seems like it's been a quick week. I asked somebody at work if they felt that way, because you know how sometimes you all feel the same thing, like it's been a long week, but the guy at work said that it was a short week too. So, and you say that too. So that's it. 3 of us.
Yep. 3's the majority. There you go. Here's some news. If you are heading out to go shopping this weekend, you better not leave your purse in your shopping cart. In the first 10 days of April, Springfield police say they took 6 reports of purses being stolen right out of the shopping cart. So watch out. Officers say it's not been one particular store or even location or part of town, but clearly thieves are waiting for an easy target.
That's interesting. You don't hear much about that, but
Yeah, I don't carry a purse. See, Ethan, now you know that it's beneficial.
Yeah.
There are times where he's like, babe, if you carried a purse, I wouldn't have to carry your chapstick for you.
That is true.
And I'm like, well, I don't want it to get stolen out of the cart. So
I'm bogged down with 20 extra pounds of her stuff, but not having her purse stolen. So we got that going for us, which is
I feel like he's got lots of pockets, you know? So all right. Springfield Public Schools is being sued by the Missouri Attorney General's office for not easily handing over what should be public record. At issue, the state was demanding that SPS turn over their records relating to the teaching of the critical race theory. The trial has now been pushed back to January of 2025 to give both sides more time to prepare. The then AG, Eric Schmidt, sued the district in 2021, claiming that the schools violated the Sunshine Law. The school district said the request made by the AG was too broad and would require thousands of hours to research and review all the documents, and that in doing so, the district would require, quote, appropriate reimbursement. So when filing a Sunshine request, there's not supposed to really be any exorbitant fees if it is to serve the public, which is what the AG says his office was trying to do whenever they were told how costly it would be for them. So we'll see how that goes down in January of 25.
Going to trial, yeah.
Yeah. It could soon be 18 before you can get legally married in the state of Missouri. The Senate is moving forward with some new legislation on that. Currently, 16 and 17-year-olds can get married in Missouri as long as they have parental consent and as long as the person they're marrying is under 21. However, a new Senate bill would change all that. Supporters say that it'll cut down on emotional and potential sexual abuse of those who are technically still minors.
Interesting.
Yep.
I hadn't really thought about that much, but I know in the old days,
olden days,
meaning the World War II generation, and maybe before, probably before, that people used to get married at very young ages. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Congratulations to Bill Darr. He was named one of the first inductees into the very first class of the Missouri Agriculture Hall of Fame. The Ag Hall of Fame was formed last year, and Mr. Darr founded American Dehydrated Foods and International Dehydrated Foods back in 1978. Safe to say that did very well as a business for Mr. Darr. He sold it for $900 million in 2019.
Can you imagine? That's so crazy.
Man, start a business. I mean, what a business it was, too, to be able to bring in that kind of dough.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations also to the West Plains High School Choir. They took the high school choir. They took on high school choirs from all across the country and finished in first place out of the whole country at a big competition in Atlanta. They took gold medals for concert choir, chamber choir, men's choir, and women's choir. And all of that gave them enough points to win the entire competition, which
that's impressive.
That's really impressive.
Go really Zizzers.
Impressive. Yeah,
Zizzers.
I want to go down there and hear a concert.
I know, me too.
Makes
I
me
actually
wanna go
do.
down. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, the baseball season is just getting started for the year. It's not going well for the St. Louis Cardinals. They are in last place in the National League Central with a record of 6 wins and 7 losses. This comes after finishing dead last in the Central last season. It's not sitting well with fans either. In fact, on Tuesday of this week, the Cardinals had the lowest attendance for a night game in the history of the new Busch Stadium, which opened in 2006. So maybe, just maybe, that message will get through to team ownership and management, because losing is not the Cardinal way. And this, maybe, I think for the first time, but the general manager of baseball operations, Mozeliak, was booed at opening day by the crowd.
That's no good.
Cardinals fans don't boo very often, but when you finish in last place for the whole
Cardinals
season,
fans classy?
well, typically, I don't know about that. You go to a game and you hear all kinds of stuff, but they know baseball. I mean, they're known across the league for knowing baseball, being very good fans, appreciating great plays even on other teams and applauding that. And they don't throw boos around. It's not like Philadelphia.
I heard that.
Or Pittsburgh.
Ouch.
Or New York. They don't throw boos around.
If you're in the audience from Philly.
So if you get booed in St. Louis, you probably deserve it. Gary Templeton, years ago, he didn't react well to being booed. Okay, you can look that up for those of you who don't know Gary Templeton. But the manager at the time, Whitey Herzog, grabbed him by the shirt collar and yanked him into the dugout because he basically flipped off the crowd. And Augie Busch, the great owner back then of the St. Louis Cardinals, had him off the team within weeks.
Wow.
Got rid of, and guess who we got to replace Gary Templeton?
Ozzie
Smith.
I was going to say Red Schoendienst because it's like the only Cardinals name that was coming to mind. I know Ozzie signed that jersey.
That's his jersey right there. Signed by the Wizard.
Yep.
My favorite player growing up.
Yes.
All right. Inflation numbers are, we already did that, didn't we? Inflation numbers. Or is that you?
Inflation numbers is you.
Yeah.
Go on with your bad self.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Forever stamps. Inflation numbers are up because we told you about that. That's what I was thinking about. We already told you about that. That means prices are up on just about everything. So why not add stamps to the growing list? The price of forever stamps is now jumping from 68 cents to 73 cents in July, assuming that the increase is approved by the Regulatory Commission, but it will be. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. If your kid eats Lunchables, or maybe your grandkid, watch out. One consumer group says the turkey and cheese one and the pizza one apparently have way too much sodium. So Lunchables apparently developed 2 versions of the Lunchable snacks. One that was supposed to be for schools nationally as part of a school lunch program, and then one that you would buy at Walmart or wherever, just like as an individual. And I guess the ones that they developed for the school program has a lot more sodium than just the one that you would regularly buy at the store as an individual. Why. So here's what you need to know, because it might depend. Like, I don't know where you're getting your Lunchable. Like, anyway, check the label, because sodium intake is a thing that you should be at least somewhat aware of. Some people need to be hyper aware, but others need to be somewhat aware of sodium intake. So check the label, because the consumer group doesn't seem to have a dog in the fight. And they're like, watch out for the levels of sodium in some Lunchable versions.
Okay.
All right. The HBA Home Show is this weekend at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. It's always a big hit. Thousands of people take part. There are lots of home building, home remodeling experts on hand. They can answer any and all questions that you may have. They also have interactive workshops available. It is today through Sunday. Today's hours, Friday, noon to 6, Saturday, 10 to 6, and Sunday, 11 to 4.
That's one of the ways over the years that I've grown to know that spring is upon us. Baseball starts, the Masters is happening, the golf tournament.
Yeah.
And the HBA home show is happening because everybody wants to see, what can I do to my house? How can I fix it up this spring? Everybody's got the future's
plans.
Bright, isn't it? It's going to be a long,
and
nice
I'm not
summer.
even, I've never had a desire to like build my own house. I will walk into a house and be like, oh, this is a cool house, but I don't want to like go build one. But I will say that going to the HBA home show, because I used to cover it as a reporter,
right,
is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
They've got all kinds of stuff in there.
So
that you're going to need for your house.
Yeah.
Can't afford it, but you're going to need it.
Yeah, it's truly pretty great. So, anyway, it's fun. You do get ideas. I'm not not an ideas girl. I don't care to have ideas for my home. I just don't. But, if you do, then it's your show, and Ethan would enjoy it. Ethan one time sat down and like sketched a house and what it would look like on a piece of paper if he were to build a home. Never in my life would I care to do that. All I care about is, are there trees? We need trees. We need preferably woods. Location is a big deal to me. Is there a running trail nearby? Could I ride my bicycle out of the garage and be safe? These are the things I'm looking for, but I'm always impressed by the home show.
Okay. And if you're looking for something else to do, we told you earlier this week, there's lots of stuff going on this weekend. You can check out aroundtheozarks.com and the calendar. The events calendar really is a great calendar. It's got all kinds of stuff that you can do. So you should probably be checking it out before Friday so you can plan your weekend. But just know that going forward, it's a great asset.
It is a fantastic calendar, aroundtheozarks.com. And we also still have our contest going on to win tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals baseball game on Sunday, April 21st.
Yep.
That game's at Busch Stadium, and you can win tickets by entering your name and email address at aroundtheozarks.com or on our Around the Ozarks app.
Yeah.
So there you go. Good times.
You got good odds. Take the chance. Win those tickets.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. Happy weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday, Lord willing, and we hope that you have a good one.
Yeah. We'll see you. Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Friday. It's April 12th, and we are waking up with some chilly temperatures across the Ozarks. Nowhere near the freezing point, no frost, no freeze, anything like that, but upper 30s, I think, before sunrise this morning, and then we will see temperatures warm up quickly. In fact, there will be a few lucky places that hit 70 degrees in the forecast today, and that's coming along with some sunshine across the region as well. So I get to deliver the good news to start off the Friday on a really nice note by letting you know that there's some really nice weather ahead. It will be warm and dry this weekend. Spring fever going in full force. I'm sure there will be a lot of folks out taking advantage of the nice temperatures, getting the spring garden in, doing some yard cleanup, just spending some time outdoors. Go for it. It's going to be beautiful, a little bit breezy both days, but not nearly as windy as the conditions that we had around yesterday. Once again, I have to mention at least the potential for some elevated fire danger. However, there's going to be very low relative humidity values, and I mentioned the breeze doesn't go away. So I think that there will be some conditions that could be favorable for wildfires to get a little bit out of control. So no open burning outdoors today, not a great idea. There will be better choices in the 7-day forecast if you have to get something done. Really, a lot of the activity today is out on the East Coast and up in the Great Lakes region. That's where most of the heavy rain and our powerful low pressure system is heading. There's also windy conditions developing back to the south and west, and high winds are in the forecast with the cold front moving through the eastern seaboard. That's going to be the big headline in the forecast today. The middle part of the country staying relatively quiet. We've got high pressure in place. That means sunshine for us, and I think upper 60s, low 70. I'm going to go 70 for the Springfield forecast today. There will be folks, though, that stay closer to about 68 for the high temperature. 80-degree temperatures are back. Both Saturday and Sunday numbers really jump, will be above average. A south wind returns, and it will be breezy. Both Saturday and Sunday, I have winds that gust to 30 miles an hour. I don't think it's going to be anything that lasts all day long, though. Few high wind gusts might be bothersome if you're spending all day outdoors, but shouldn't get in the way of any outdoor activities too much. We have sunshine in the forecast today, and low temperatures stay very mild all weekend long, too. In fact, we're in the 50s for lows for Saturday morning and Sunday morning. A little bit of cloud cover possible on Saturday with the breeze, but a high temperature of 80 is going to make it feel nice and warm to get outdoors. By Sunday, we're talking temperatures at about 83 degrees. It will be very toasty across the Ozarks and giving us kind of a taste of summertime by the time we wrap up that weekend. Overall, we are talking about temperatures that are going to be pretty pleasant over the weekend forecast, but with the warmth comes the storm chance this time of the year for the Ozarks, and there will be a storm chance that returns to my extended forecast. That happens as we head into the early part of next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. I'm thinking that there's a chance for showers and thunderstorms each of those days, and at least right now, it looks like there's the potential for severe weather. Now, confidence still pretty low in this system, so I don't have anything like exact timing or threats to give you today. This is just to tell you there could be some strong storms in the area for the early and middle part of next week. So over the weekend, don't let this be the last time you listen to the forecast. Make sure you're checking the website, listening to your other sources of weather information, because we are going to see potentially a severe threat for the middle part of the country. The exact track of the system unknown still, exact timing and potential hazard, all of that kind of yet to be worked out. Confidence is increasing, though, that we'll have an active pattern at the start of next work week. A few rounds of showers and thunderstorms certainly look possible when I look at some of the extended models in the long-range forecast. These showers and thunderstorms will move through our area Monday through Wednesday, so stay tuned for further updates, and you know that I will have an update for you first thing next week. That happens on Monday morning. Around the country, what will make headlines this weekend is that high wind threat that I already mentioned for the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and into the Appalachians today and early Saturday. A flash flood threat also exists for northern New England today. We are talking about pretty quiet weather for the Midwest and the Southwest, but there are blizzard conditions. Yeah, not over for our friends up in Alaska. You might see some of the dramatic video coming out of Alaska in the southwest portion of the state. That's what's going on for our friends up north. So I wish they could join us here in the Ozarks, where our temperatures will be nice and cozy in the low 80s for the weekend forecast. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for you. The question that I left you with yesterday, parents.com says only what percent of babies arrive on their due dates? The options were A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 15%, or D, 20%. If you guessed, and you guessed A, 5%, you would be correct. And you may have guessed A because you're like, yeah, mine did not arrive on its due date. Only about 5% of women actually give birth on the exact date that they are due. Most babies arrive anywhere between 37 and 41 weeks, usually within a week, either side of that expected due date, but very seldom do babies come on their actual due date. That is, unless, of course, you choose to be induced on your actual due date, and then you may be able to up those stats a little bit. But A, 5% is the answer today. Here is the next question that I'll leave you with. I'll have the answer to this on Monday morning. Food trivia for you. Which of these delicious foods is technically considered a Western dish in Japan? Do you think it is A, sushi, B, curry, C, ramen, or D, tofu? If you think you know, head on over to the website. That's aroundtheozarks.com. You can answer the brain twister trivia questions there. This week, an awesome prize. It's a pair of tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals game, Sunday, May 5th. You don't want to miss it, or at least miss your chance to win. It's a pair of tickets. We're giving them away thanks to Around the Ozarks and 105.1 The Bull, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals radio. Make sure you head on over to the website, submit your guess. All correct answers will be put into a pool to win that pair of tickets. So good luck to you if you choose to do that. As I said, it's going to be a beautiful day and a great weekend across the Ozarks, but severe weather looms early in the forecast next week. I'll be back first thing Monday morning to check in with you at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thanks for listening.